Welcome to the Law of Attraction podcast for writers. I'm Suzanne Lieurance of WriteByTheSea.com and an author and Law of Attraction coach for writers.
And I'm Simon Rose, author of numerous middle grade and young adult novels, as well as many non-fiction books, and also a coach for writers.
Now, if you're curious about how the Law of Attraction applies to you as a writer, we hope you'll join us for this podcast each week as we give you one small tip for making the most of the Law of Attraction to reach your writing goals. So today we're going to focus on the Law of Polarity, and that's the principle that everything has an opposite. The Law of Polarity tells us that for every negative, there's a positive waiting to be revealed. For writers, this means writer's block isn't just an obstacle, it's a signpost pointing you to a new approach.
It certainly is, Suzanne. Many people believe that writer's block is simply a natural part of the creative process. I've personally not experienced writer's block in terms of running out of ideas, but I have sometimes had a lack of motivation or inspiration, which has stopped me getting any work done.
Right. And rejection letters can stop us too. They can sting, but they're often nudging you toward either a better fit for your work or a chance to grow. So here are some examples of how polarity works in the writing life. A writer I worked with felt devastated after an agent turned her down, but the feedback she got showed her how to sharpen her pitch, and the very next agent she queried offered representation.
That's right, Suzanne. Rejection can hurt, especially for someone at the start of their career, but they must make sure they don't take it personally. Writing can be a lonely and solitary profession, and writers tend to live very much in their own imaginations for long stretches of time. Naturally, they're deeply attached to the project, and it can be hard for them to understand how someone couldn't like it. However, as you said about this writer, Suzanne, the next agent they queried accepted them, so persistence is the key.
It sure is. Here's another example of how polarity applies to the writing life. Struggling through a messy draft might feel awkward, but it often forces you to find the heart of your story.
Certainly does, Suzanne, and writers sometimes don't get to the heart of the story unless they do this. They might decide to make large changes or to take out huge chunks of the story and be happier with the result.
So here's a practical writing tip. Use what I call the flip it exercise. Write down your writing challenge or your current writing challenge in one sentence, then write its opposite. For example, maybe you can't find time to write, so you write down, I can't find time to write. Then you flip it and write, I'm learning to make time for writing. Keep flipping until you find an opposite that feels like possibility. So try this week. Pick one challenge in your writing life right now and flip it to reveal the opportunity hiding inside.
There's always going to be something. I'm certainly guilty of claiming that I can't find time to write when this isn't always true. Sometimes it's just something as simple as having a change of scene by making a trip to my local coffee shop for a couple of hours. I'm often surprised at how much I get done.
That's so cool. I know that happens. Okay, well, that's all for now. In our next episode, we'll explore rhythm, how to honor your natural creative cycles instead of fighting them.
Until then, enjoy exploring those challenges and hidden opportunities. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.